Hello again, dear listeners. I'm Grace Dooley, and this is Lucida Brain, a place where we explore fascinating stories that spark curiosity and keep our minds active. Today, we're diving into a topic that's as delicious as it is intriguing: the history of sushi. You've probably heard of sushi or seen it in films, but do you know where it all began? Spoiler alert: sushi didn't start as the fine dining experience we know today. It actually began as a practical method of preserving fish. So, get comfortable, and let's uncover how sushi transformed from humble street food to a global culinary phenomenon. Along the way, we'll draw some fun connections to Irish food traditions, because every culture has its own way of celebrating the sea's bounty. Sushi's story begins over 1,000 years ago in ancient Japan, but its roots stretch even further back to Southeast Asia. In those days, preserving food was a challenge, especially fish, which spoiled quickly in the warm climate. The solution? Fermentation. Fish was packed tightly with rice, triggering a natural process that preserved the fish for months. This early version of sushi was called narezushi. The fish was eaten, but the rice, having absorbed the pungent, fermented flavors, was usually thrown away. Can you imagine the strong aroma that must have filled the air? This wasn't the fresh, delicate sushi we think of today. Instead, it was a resourceful way to survive. It's fascinating to think about how necessity shaped cuisine in this way. In Ireland, we see something similar with smoked salmon. Originally, smoking was a method to preserve fish for long winters, but today, it's become a delicacy. Both narezushi and smoked salmon started out as practical solutions, yet now they're symbols of culinary heritage. Over time, the fermentation process was shortened, and people began to eat the rice along with the fish. This was the beginning of a major shift in sushi's history. By the 16th century, vinegar was introduced into the process. Vinegar not only added flavor but also sped up the fermentation process, making sushi easier to prepare and enjoy. Fast forward to the Edo period in the 1800s, and sushi took another leap forward. In bustling cities like Edo, which we now call Tokyo, street vendors began selling a new version of sushi called nigiri sushi. This is the type of sushi we recognize today: small, hand-pressed portions of vinegared rice topped with fresh fish or other ingredients. Imagine walking through the streets of Edo, filled with vendors shouting about their wares. Sushi was quick, affordable, and perfect for busy city dwellers. It was the original fast food. Can't you just picture it? The energy of the streets, the aroma of fresh fish, and the sight of sushi chefs working their magic. It must have been such a vibrant scene. From the streets of Edo, sushi began to spread. At first, it traveled across Japan, evolving as it went. Regional variations like oshizushi, where sushi is pressed into molds, became popular. But sushi's biggest transformation came in the 20th century, when it leapt beyond Japan's borders and onto the global stage. In the 1960s and 70s, sushi made its way to the United States, where it adapted to local tastes. Chefs began experimenting with new ingredients, creating iconic rolls like the California roll, which uses crab, avocado, and cucumber. These innovations helped sushi gain popularity among people who might have been hesitant to try raw fish. Today, sushi is a worldwide phenomenon. You can find it in high-end restaurants, supermarket shelves, and even in casual takeaways. It's amazing how a dish that began as a method of preservation became a symbol of sophistication and artistry. But through all its transformations, sushi has stayed true to its roots, honoring the sea and the skill of the chef. Doesn't this remind you of Irish food traditions? Think of oysters from Galway Bay or smoked salmon from Connemara. Like sushi, these foods celebrate the freshness and flavors of the ocean while showcasing the craftsmanship of the people who prepare them. Now that we've journeyed through sushi's history, let's take a moment to reflect. What makes sushi so special? Is it the delicate balance of flavors, the artistry of its presentation, or the story it tells about Japan's relationship with the sea? In many ways, sushi is a celebration of simplicity. It takes just a few ingredients, fish, rice, and seaweed, and transforms them into something extraordinary. This simplicity is something we also see in Irish cuisine. Think about a plate of fresh oysters, served with nothing but a squeeze of lemon. It's pure, it's fresh, and it's a reminder of the beauty of nature. Have you ever tried sushi before? Or maybe you have a favorite type. Whether it's a classic salmon nigiri or a creative sushi roll, each bite connects us to a tradition that has spanned centuries. From its humble beginnings as a method of preserving fish to its rise as a global culinary icon, sushi's journey is a testament to how food can adapt and evolve while staying true to its roots. Just like sushi carries the story of Japan's culinary past, many foods in our own lives tell stories of tradition, family, and history. Whether it's a meal you grew up with, a recipe passed down through generations, or something new you've discovered, food has a way of connecting us to culture and memory. I hope you enjoyed today's journey through the world of sushi. Next time, we'll be discussing something completely different but just as fascinating: work-life balance in Japan. How do Japanese people manage the pressures of work and daily life? And what lessons can we take from their approach? Tune in to find out. Until then, take care, and thank you for listening.